Hey guys, in this video I want to show you my workflow that can inpaint 4K, 6K images with Qwen Image Edit 2511. So let's get started. The workflow I am using here is available for download. Check the description. So I will give you a basic overview of my workflow. Some parts of this workflow have some similarities with my other Qwen Image Edit 2511 workflows. And also in this workflow, I am using Supir and an SDXL model for doing some upscaling. Download links for those models are available in the description. Talking about the Supir, I will be using this one, which is Supir V0QFP16. So use the download button to get the model and put it inside the model patches folder of ComfyUI. Also for Supir to work, we need an SDXL model. So the SDXL model I will be using is this Juggernaut XL V9RD Photo 2 Lightning. So use the download button to get the model and put it inside the checkpoints folder of ComfyUI. Now let's switch back to ComfyUI. So let's have a basic understanding of this workflow. So our first task is replacing a woman's top wear with another cloth. So in the positive prompt, I wrote the woman in image 1 wearing the shirt from image 2. Then we have the image loaders for loading images that we are going to edit. I have separated the image loaders into two groups. In the second group, we have the option to load a third image. Also in this group, we have the control map generation node, and the control maps are generated based on the first image loader which is located in the load images group. So here we have the switch for turning on control map generation. So right now it is on true. So we will be extracting the woman's pose map from the load image 1 node. For pose map generation, we will be using DW preprocessor. So as I said, right now we are going to change her top wear. So let's open the mask editor and draw a mask. Here we go. So let's use the mask brush to draw a mask. Now that the mask drawing is finished, let's save the mask. Now the mask is ready. Let's move on to other important nodes. So inside the crop image and mask group, we have this node called Inpaint-Crop, which is from a custom node pack called ComfyUI-Inpaint-CropAndStitch. So basically, it takes the mask and the image, and it crops around the area that we are going to inpaint. Then the cropped image is given to the model. In this node, I have set the suitable resolution for Qwen Image Edit, which is 1024 for width and height. Because it's not too high, the Qwen Image Edit will be able to process the image faster. And naturally, Qwen Image Edit 2511 is not made for editing 4K, 6K images. So giving a 1024 image will make the Qwen Image Edit easier to handle. Also, for adjusting the mask, we have this Grow Mask with Blur node. Then other nodes in this group are similar to my other inpainting workflows. Then in this workflow, I will be using LandPaint KSamper instead of the KSamper, and the steps will be 4. Also, sometimes I recommend putting the seed value on fixed, which will make the post-processing part of this workflow faster to change. Then the number of LandPaint num steps, we can reduce it to 2 to speed up the generation, but for better inpainting quality, I recommend using 5. Now for this time, I am going to set it to 2. So the inpainted image coming from Qwen Image Edit is given to the Supir for upscaling and to remove some artifacts introduced by Qwen Image Edit. So if you want to use the Supir, put this switch on true. If you don't want to use the Supir, put the switch to false. Also, for further adjustment, change the settings inside this Supir subgraph. As you can see here, I have selected the Supir and Juggernaut XL in this Supir subgraph. Also, you can write prompts for improving the quality of output coming from Supir. And in this subgraph, I have set the output resolution to 4 megapixels. Depending on your situation, you can change the megapixels. So then the Supir processed InPaint image is sent to the Fast Film Grain node for adding some grain into the image. So this node is from a custom node pack called VRGameDevGirl Video Enhancement nodes. So I recommend changing the node settings depending on your image. In some cases, you may not need to add extra grains. Also, there is a resize image or mask node. Right now I put it on bypass mode so it does nothing, but in some cases you may need this. Also, I have added an image sharpen node for adding sharpness into the inpainted image, but it depends on your situation if you want to use it or not. Right now, I put it on bypass mode. Then we have this color transfer node for matching the colors of the image generated by the Supir with the inpainted image generated by Qwen Image Edit. This is important. Sometimes the Supir may change the color that might be different from the inpainted image generated by Qwen Image Edit. So after color matching, the image is sent to the Inpaint-Stitch node, which combines the original image with the inpainted image. Also, there is another fast film grain node before saving the image. I found out that if we are able to match the grain of the original image in the in-painted image, it will improve the blending. Adding grain also depends on your image. When coming to the grain adjustment, I suggest using fixed seed values for land paint K-Samper and Supir. Otherwise, for each adjustment, you have to rerun the whole workflow, which can waste your valuable time. So now you have an idea. Let's run the generation and wait for the result. And the generation is completed. Now let's take a look at it. So the result is really good. If we compare it with the original, you can see how good the result is. And if we compare the result of Supir with the non-Supir result, you can see that there are some patterns in the image which are greatly removed by the Supir. One thing that needs adjustment is with the grains, but overall, it's a pretty good result. Also, I don't want to repeat things, but like I said in other videos, always draw a mask that is big enough to fit the object you want to appear in your image. Also, increasing the land paint num steps will improve the quality. Also, I found that using an 8-step lightning LoRa can make things even better, so it's up to you. I did this video because some people asked for a workflow for handling 4K images. So I hope this workflow is useful. I will not say it's completely 100% perfect, but the result is quite good. So guys, try the workflow and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. See you soon with another video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel.